Devaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, wanted to seek the blessing of Radha Madhava, Radha Shamsana, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Jagannath Baladev Sudhavan, Nishingadev Bhagwan, Gaurnitai, Tulsi Mani, Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So, today we're looking at chapter 16. Is that right? Chapter 16? No, 15. Chapter 15 of Canto 5. So yesterday we finished the pastimes of Jad Bharat, and today we're going to go further now. The glories of the descendants of King Priyavrat. Bharat's descendants. So this is Bharat Maharaj, the son of Rishabdev, who was made the king. So his descendants are described. His son Sumati followed the path of liberation given by Rishabdev. Rishabdev is none other than Vishnu himself. Some people mistakenly thought Sumati to be the direct incarnation of Lord Buddha. Among Bharat's descendants, King Pratiha was a great devotee of the Lord. So this is a little idea of the entire dynasty of Priyavrat as described in Srimad Bhagavatam, chapters 1 to 15, Canto 5. So, you see here, from Priyavrat, we have King Nabi, who had Rishabdev as his son, who had 100 sons. And then from Bharat, we have his disciplic succession, also his family line coming through. And then the key one here is Gaia. So let's have a look. King Gaia was born in Bharat's dynasty. Gaia was very famous and pious. He was the best of saintly kings. Lord Vishnu and his expansions, who are meant to protect the universe, are always situated in transcendental mode of goodness, known as Vishuddha Sattva. Being the plenary expansion of Lord Vishnu, King Gaia was also situated in Vishuddha Sattva. Because of this, Gaia was fully equipped with transcendental knowledge and was thus called Mahapurush. He gave the citizens all facilities, and as a householder, he showed how to execute duties so that at the end, one becomes a strict devotee of Lord, Supreme Lord. He satisfied all the Kshatriyas, the Brahmins, and Lord Indra. Lord Vishnu personally came and accepted the sacrifices. So this is the king here, King Gaia. Among King Gaia's descendants, King Viraja shined as a jewel because of his high qualities and widespread fame. So moving on to chapter 16, a description of Jambudvip. So Parikshit Maharaj heard in the 5th canto, 1st chapter, 31st verse. So this is like 16 chapters ago, about Bhumandal being divided into 7 islands. And that was done, I think, by Prithu Maharaj. With his chariot, he had divided Bhumandal. Bhumandal is earth. Each surrounded by 7 oceans, and its radius extends as far as the sun spreads its light and heat. So now Parikshit Maharaj, he asked for more details from Sukadeva Goswami. So in the rest of the chapter, rest of the canto, or not all of it, quite a bit of it, describes Bhumandal and Jambudvip. There is no limit to the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's material energy. So if you can imagine, there's no limit to this material world, then what about the spiritual world, which is more than 3/4 of the whole creation? This material world is a transformation of the material qualities Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Yet no one can possibly explain it perfectly, even in a lifetime, as long as that of Brahma. So even this material world is very hard to fully understand, to fully comprehend. No one in the material world is perfect, and an imperfect person could not describe this material universe accurately, even after continued speculation. Bhumandal is shaped like a lotus flower, and 7 islands are its role. So here we go, lotus flower, and you got the 7 islands divided by the oceans, and then in the middle we have Jambudvip, where we are based. So here's a little bit more idea of this lotus flower. Now, these concepts are a little hard for us to grasp because we always regard the earth to be a circle or a planet. But the description given in the Bhagavatam may be a little different. Jambudvip's in the middle of the roll. So in the middle of this lotus, which is Jambudvip. In Jambudvip, there are 9 divisions of islands, each with a length of 9,000 yojana, 72,000 miles. These divisions are separated by 8 mountains. Within Lilavrat Vrash is Sumeru mountain, which is made of gold and is the Parikap of Bhumanda. To the south, the Himalayan mountains form the boundary of the divisions Bharatvarsh. And this is where we are, Bharatvarsh. So this is Bharatvarsh. So this is like the Jambudvip. This is the middle of the roll. We got the Sumera mountain, huge, huge mountain. Then we got the Himalayas this side. And this is where we are. Bharatvarsh is here. So these are really very interesting concepts.
Prabhuji, I thought everything was Bharatvarsh. The whole universe was, Bhumandal was Bharatvarsh, no?
Well, yeah, yes, that's right as well. That the whole planet, the whole Earth is regarded as Bharatvarsh. But here, the description of Bharatvarsh is everything below the Himalayas.
That makes it sound more realistic, like what we have today.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Nanivan. Very true. So, Elaborate verse is situated in the middle of Jambudvip. Yeah, elaborate verse in the middle of Jambudvip, which is described as follows. There are 4 mountains around Sumeru. There are trees on the mountains, mango, rose apple, kadamba, and banyan. There are lakes on the 4 mountains, milk, honey, sugarcane, pure water. There are gardens on the mountains where the best of the demigods and vibes enjoy. There are rivers that flow from the mountains and mango juice from the Mandara mountain. Because of these flowing rivers, all the people have ample supply of milk, yogurt, honey, clarified butter, ghee, molasses, food grains, clothes, bedding, seating places, and ornaments. Here, the residents who enjoy the products of these flowing rivers do not suffer from old age, fatigue, disease, or untimely death, or chilly cold, or scorching heat, nor do their bodies lose their luster. They all live very happily without sacrifice until death. So this is another bird's eye view, if you like. So elaborate brush, which is very extensive, very extensive. And these are like the lakes with the L, the mountain ranges. So there's some townships which are described here. This symbol here. trees. Different trees, yeah. In the middle of the summit of Meru is Lord Brahma's city. Surrounding Brahmapuri in all directions are the cities of the 8 principal governors of the planetary systems, beginning with King Indra, Kuver, Yam, Varun, Ishan, Agni, Vayu, Nivritti. So these are the 8 principal governors of the planetary systems. So here you go. There's Lord Brahma there, and then we have the 8 governors. They all have residence. So on top of Meru, Mount Meru, they are situated. So on the summit of Sumeru mountain is Brahmapuri. This is Brahma's residence. Each of its 4 sides is 10,000 yojanas, which is very, very long, 72,000 miles or something like that. Surrounding Brahmapuri are the cities of the 8 governors. And these are the 8 governors. Another version, the same thing. Chapter 17, the descent of river Ganga. When Vamandev extended his foot and pierced the covering of the universe, the pure water of the casual ocean entered this universe as the Ganga. After 1,000 millenniums, that's 1,000 yugas equal to 1 day of Brahma, Ganga descended to Dhruvalok. Dhruv Maharaj takes this Ganga water on his head. The 7 great sages, the Saptarishis, who reside on planets beneath Dhruvalok, also take the Ganga water on their heads. After purifying the 7 planets near Dhruvalok, the Ganga is carried on billions of aeroplanes to the moon planet. She then falls to Brahmapuri. So Brahmapuri is on top of Mount Sumeru, and then divides into 4 branches, falling down into the salt water ocean. The branch of the Ganga, known as Alakananda, flows from this southern side of Brahmapuri. So it'll come through the Himalayas. Passing over the tops of mountains in various lands, it falls down with fierce force upon the peaks of the Kesarachala mountains, and then Nishida, and then Hemakuta, and then Himalayan mountains. After inundating the tops of these mountains, the Ganga flows down onto the tract of land known as Bharatvarsh, which she also inundates. Then the Ganga flows into the ocean of salt water in the south. So that's going towards Ganga Sagar. Persons who come to bathe in this river are fortunate. It is not very difficult for them to achieve with every step the results of performing great sacrifices. So this is Lord Vamandev. He took 1 step, covered the earth. 2nd step, covered the whole universe. And he also pierced the covering of the universe. And when he pierced that, the casual ocean, a drop of this casual ocean came into this material world. And that drop is a huge Ganga, which had to be transported to the moon planet by millions of aeroplanes. So Ganga's path is casual ocean, Dhruvalok, Saptarishi, the moon, and then Sumeru, and then on into the different branches, eventually to the Himalayas, onto Bharatvarsh, and then into the salty waters, oceans, salty oceans. So this is on top of Brahmapuri. Or is it? No, it's not. It's not the top. No. Yes, it is. It's at the top. And then she divides into 4 branches. Among the 9 Varshas, Bharatvarsh is understood to be the field of fruitive activities. The other 8 Varshas are filled with pious beings who enjoy heavenly pleasures. After returning from heavenly planets, they enjoy the remaining results of their pious activities in these 8 earthly Varshas. There are 3 types of heaven: celestial, Divya Swarga, earthly, Bhuma Sarga, subterranean, Bilaswarga. People live in Bhuma Sarga for 10,000 years, always attended by their regular respective servants. They enjoy life in gardens alongside lakes of clear water filled with lotus flowers and birds. The happiness is compared to Treta Yuga, for in this age people enjoyed sense pleasure without tribulation. In Satya Yuga, everyone was fixed in meditation, and in Dwapa and Kali Yuga, suffering became more prominent, as we know. In Lilavrat verse, the only male person is Lord Shiva. And if any other male dares to enter, he is immediately transformed into a female. Lord Shiva is encircled by 10 billion maidservants of goddess Durga, who minister to him. Lord Shiva always worships Sankarshan. So he's always in meditation, worshipping Lord Sankarshan, who is one of the Chaturvyu. So we have Krishna, from Krishna comes Balaram, and then we have the first quadruple incarnation of Narayan, Sankarshan, Padumna, Aniruddha. So this is the Sankarshan that Lord Shiva is constantly meditating about.
Not Narayan, Vasudev.
Sorry?
Vasudev, isn't it?
It's, there's 4. That's right. Vasudev.
First is Vasudev, yeah.
That's right. Padumna and Aniruddha.
Yeah, Vasudev Shankarasana.
And they're all equally as powerful as each other. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But they just have different moods, different things that they are in charge of, basically. Yeah. So his worshipable deity is Sankarshan. Although the Lord in his incarnation as Shesh holds all the universes on his hoods, each universe feels no heavier than a mustard seed to him. There you go. Sheshnag, he's got all these universes on his head, but none of them feel heavier than a mustard seed. So, okay, this is the Ganga. There's the Ganga flowing from the Himalayas, going through, it'll be Gangotri, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Kanpur, Prayag, Varanasi, all the way down to Ganga Sagar via Mayapur. So this is it. This is the flow of the Ganga. Very powerful. All the way from Gomukh, which is very close to the Himalayas, to the Ganga Sagar in the Bay of Bengal. So actually, we could do a quick snan in Mother Ganga. So Gomukh is really fascinating. We were very lucky to be there about 14 years ago. 14 years ago, yeah. Was it 15 years? And there's the glacier, which is this here. And literally the ice is flowing down. We went in to have a quick snan, very quick snan. And we were little pricking up blocks of ice, putting on our head. So Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai. And then Gangotri, it's very fast flowing. And we were again very fortunate to be there less than 2 years ago. And Nani Ben was with us. And it's one of the most fascinating places on this planet. It's just the most incredible place in the world. And the Ganga flows very fast. And you have to be very careful when you bathe in the Ganga. And then Rishikesh, magnificent place. Haridwar. Let's do Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Rishikesh ki jai, Haridwar ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai. It's nice to have a mental bath in this holy, most holy, and having this mental bath is as good as actually being there and bathing. This is the beauty of spiritual life. When you think of something spiritual, you get the benefit as if you're doing it. And then Prayag, Ganga meets with the Yamuna and Saraswati as well. And of course, recently there was the Kumbh Mela, which was a very phenomenal festival. And we can see the difference between the Ganga and the Yamuna. The Ganga is this golden colored and the Yamuna is this dark colored. And they don't mix, they stay separate. Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai. And then Varanasi, glorious place of Lord Shiva, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai. Then we have Navadvip, Mayapur, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai. And then we have Ganga Sagar. And luckily we've been there a couple of times now, which is so amazing. Ganga Sagar. Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai. So, just have a look. Let's try to do this chapter. Prayers offered to the Lord by the residents of Jamudvip. So, in Bhadrasva worships Hayagriva. Hayagriva is like the horse incarnation, the director of all religious principles. He glorifies him as the cause of all causes and the active principle in everything. Although he is separate from everything, at the end of the millennium, Hayagriva retrieves the Vedas and returns them to Lord Brahma. In Harivarsh, so these are all the different 9 verses that are the residents in those verses are offering these glories. Prahlad worships Nrsimhadev, praying that Nrsimhadev will enter our hearts and drive away our ignorance so that we may be fearless in our struggles for existence in this material world. This material world is actually full of fear. Unless we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, that fear we cannot escape from that fear because of death. Death is very final. But when we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, he takes us above that fear because he's taking charge of our life. So fear does not enter. But of course, it means we have to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. And that's a very pleasurable thing to do because we're taking shelter of our Father, our Supreme Father, who is our ever well wisher. So he will never do any harm to us. So when we take shelter of him, he becomes very pleased. Prahlad prays that there may be good fortune throughout the universe and that all envious persons may be pacified by engaging in devotional service, by always thinking of the Supreme Lord. This is why Prahlad Maharaj is like, he stands out in terms of even the bhaktas, the devotees, because his prayers are always for the welfare of people like us. In fact, he prays to Lord Nrsimhadev, please let me suffer the sinful reactions, the bad karma of all these people, and let all these people go back with you. At least there are so many of them, you will enjoy with them. I am only one. Let me stay here and suffer. I mean, who prays like that? And that actually broke the heart of Nrsimhadev when he prayed like that. And he made Nrsimhadev cry. So he's really one of the most amazing devotees. And Prahlad's glories are discussed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Gadadhar Pandit. They were discussed for hours and hours every day. Prabhupada has spent so much time on glorifying Prahlad Maharaj. Our Guru Maharaj was in ecstasy when you would remember Prahlad. He recommends hearing the narrations of the Lord's powerful activities, which quickly cleanses the heart. All good qualities manifest in the body of an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. Lakshmi worships Padumna in Ketumala verse. She is accompanied by Samvatsara sons and daughters. Lakshmi prays to Lord Rishikesh, who is the only husband and provider of all necessities for all living beings, and she favors devotees. Although Lakshmi Devi is always situated on the Lord's chest as her insignia of golden streaks, Srivatsa, she thinks that this is merely a kind of false prestige for her because the Lord's lotus palm is the actual source of all benedictions. And he very mercifully places his hands on the heads of his devotees, but not to her. So she's thinking, I'm missing out. I'm at the chest, but the Lord is handing out benediction. I can't get those benedictions. Who can understand the motive of the Lord? In Ramyak Varsha, Vaivasvata Manu worships Lord Matsya as the origin of all life, bodily strength, mental power, sensory ability. The Lord protects Manu at the end of the millennium. In Hiranmaya Varsha, Aryama worships Lord Kurma as the shelter of all things. Only a devotee can perceive his actual form. This entire cosmic manifestation is simply a temporary manifestation of his inconceivable energy, which expands in countless forms, such as living entities born from the womb, from eggs, from perspiration, plants, trees that grow out of the earth, as all living entities. In Uttarakuru Varsh, Mother Earth worships Lord Varaha as the enjoyer of all sacrifices. He is a super soul in the background of everything. But by his glance, inert matter moves. He fought and killed Hiranyaksh and lifted Mother Earth on his tusks. So these are the prayers. There's more, of course. And then we'll continue on Monday. Any questions, any comments? Quite tough chapters now.
It is, Prabhu. So I was going to say that a lot of things are. You know the verse. What do they mean? The verse.
Yeah, it is. It's like a continent. It's like a continent. I think how many verses were there? 9 verses in Jambudweep. Yeah, that's right. 9 verses in Jambudweep. These are like they're like huge pieces of land where people. One of them is where we live, Bharatvarsh, which is where fruitive activities take place. The other 8 are like heavenly planets. And the prayers we heard are from the residents of the other, I don't think it was 8, but the other versions. They're glorifying the Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah. Did you say there were like Lord Shiva? He meditates on Sankarsana.
Yes, Lord Shankarshan is Ishtdev. That's right.
Is Vishnu, is it?
No, he is straight. This is the incarnate. This is the expansion from Lord Balaram.
Okay.
From Balaram, there's the quadruple that come. Vasudev, Sankarshan, yeah, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And they're each in charge of different things. But his source, if you like, is Sankarshan. That's why his Ishtadev is Sankarshan.
Oh, he's Lord Shiva's source.
Yeah.
Is Sankarshan. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, it's quite a lot to take to remember.
It is. It's not easy. These are challenging chapters.
Thank you, Prabhu.
No, thank you. Thank you for hanging in there.
That's all right.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we can start. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Bharatvarsh ki jai.